their faces.
We were doing the.
That sounds so weird with no context. Ew, their faces.
Oh, that's funny. I'm so excited to film this podcast.
Alright, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yours is like so severe, I can't.
Alright. Oh, I'm upset. Okay.
Stop, the faces like get me every time.
Like, you know what gets me? Vanessa's reaction.
Sorry, I just got direct eye contact with her.
Anywho.
Roll the intro.
Alrighty. Hi guys, I'm Vanessa.
And my name's Catherine, and welcome back to another episode and another season of Roommate Rewind. And I'm Catherine, and welcome back to another episode of Roommate Rewind! Woo! I feel like we have a lot of guests not on screen today.
We really do.
Live? Talk about live audience.
Live audience for
Versus hiding in the kitchen.
We got the two other roomies here. We have Hannah and Emmy, and we have special guest Eden!
Eden's been with us all 3 seasons.
That's
Hell
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Eden is one of our friends that we met freshman year. She lived in the same dorm building as 3 out of the 4 of us. Well, 5, 6, counting. Wait, right?
Yeah.
Everybody but Alexa.
Everybody but Alexa.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
fake as
Everybody
fuck.
but Alexa. Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Alexa. But you were like an honorary roommate
Yeah,
because you
true.
basically lived with us.
We lived in Endicott.
So I'm telling
She
my
lived in
kids
that
that I live
extra
there.
bed.
Like, seriously.
Well, speaking of roommates, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail of this episode, we're going to be talking about roommate horror stories.
Okay, segue.
But we're going to get to that
Halloween episode.
Wait, did you guys like our costumes?
Did you like my burger?
Wait, comment down your that didn't
comment down
comment
below
your
your
favorite
favorite
down below.
costume.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, we're going to get to our roommate horror stories in a little bit, but first, I wanted to kind of bring in some pop culture. Yes.
I love pop culture.
Well, so we have some things to talk about, and
Our audience loves pop culture.
They do. I don't have that much pop culture, but let's talk
Hey,
about...
any is enough for me.
Let's talk about what kind of the plan is first before pop culture. What our plan is for Roommate Rewind for the rest of 2024. Just for our audience,
Okay,
so they
Russ.
know, for
Yes.
us, for everybody. So, for the rest of 2024, because we are in college and we're busy college students, we do have a little bit of a schedule. That might be a little confusing, so we want to share with you guys, just so you guys know. So this episode comes out when you're watching it Friday. This Friday, what, the 22nd?
Yes.
22nd.
Yeah.
Next week, no episode because it's Thanksgiving. We will all be home.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bye.
But because we're not filming next week, the week after that, the first week of December, you will get an episode, and Roommate Rewind is starting their first ever Vlogmas!
Yay!
So how our Vlogmas is gonna work is there's 4 roommates, 4 co-host roommates, and 4 each roommate each week, because there's 4 weeks in December, is gonna
Loving the math.
Is gonna
When the
take
math
each roommate is gonna take a week, and they're gonna do kind of like a week in their life Vlogmas style. So you'll see all of us because we all live together in each video, and then yes.
What are you
You got a problem? You got a problem with that?
I don't. I'm so excited to vlog.
We actually don't know. I actually don't know that far.
We'll figure that.
We'll figure that out.
Whatever week I'm doing fun things.
We are starting Vlogmas.
Dips.
So we're gonna do the week after Thanksgiving. We have Friday the 6th will be a new episode and Vlogmas week 1. Then Friday the 13th, another new episode and Vlogmas week 2. Friday the 20th. We have a new episode and Vlogmas week 3, and then the last week of December we won't be here, we'll already be on break, so it'll be just Vlogmas week 4. It'll be our last roomie who's doing Vlogmas. Alright, sound good? And if you're confused by whatever the hell we just said, our schedule for the rest of this year episodes is in our Instagram and our Instagram bio under 24, wait, I have it written down somewhere. It's under 24 schedule in our bio. So there's a picture there. You can see the rest of the episodes for 2024. Thank you, Alexa, because I talked with my hands in a box. Okay, next. I want to talk about Dancing with the Stars.
Thank God.
Because a lot
been
happened
too long.
this week. And let me just say, I'm PO'd.
Oh.
Wait.
Are you
I'm PO'd.
About?
Because
I might.
do our wall.
we do need to do our
Oh.
wall. For those
I
who
just thought about
don't
that.
know the context
You
or
can
haven't
kinda
been
see it.
following
Take a
along,
peek.
you can kind of see in the corner.
If
I
you
don't know if
can't,
it'll
put
get
a
cut
picture
off.
here.
I don't know if it'll get cut off. But we've been keeping a wall on our wall of people who get eliminated, people we think who deserve mirror ball, who did okay, just kind of the
We have
status
a
each week.
pyramid of categories.
Yes.
Correct.
Ranging from like mirror ball to like
Mirror ball, stun to
That's
speak,
tough.
don't be shy,
Dance with
danger
Stars
zone, recently departed.
bye
Oh,
Dawn.
Bye,
So yes, we
I didn't know
have
where she-
that. But I'm saying that I'm pissed because next week we have off the whole week for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So
that
we're
I'm
not gonna
pissed
be able to
about.
watch the finale together.
I'm
Right?
upset.
I'm very
upset.
upset.
We'll have to like
Who
zoom in.
am I gonna react with?
We actually have to FaceTime because
Right.
I need to talk to people.
100%.
I know because I just love like the reaction is half the part of watching it, like with your friends,
Yeah.
Right.
like and everybody being like.
I know.
No, literally.
I
If
think
you
I'm
want to
so-
screaming,
If you want to see a lot of our reactions, make sure to go follow our TikTok at Roommate Rewind
They're
because we
there.
post a lot of our reactions to each episode every week.
we should screen record all of us on like Zoom or FaceTime together
Like
for like the
one.
finale
Oh,
reaction,
one.
and then you can
Yes.
post it to
100%.
TikTok.
Yes,
100%.
that's a good idea. Jill,
Yes.
I like how you think.
Thanks.
But yes, I'm very excited that everybody made it to the finale.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I'm kind of annoyed at that. I don't
I'm kinda
know.
annoyed too.
Cause like,
I'm
if
happy.
you're
I-
gonna put everybody in the finale, why have a semifinals? Like,
That's
it's
true.
basically just another semifinal.
You know what?
That
That's
is
a good
true.
counterpoint.
Thank
I'm
you.
happy, but I'm like also upset. Not upset.
Oh no,
at the
I
same
would have been
time,
so upset if
but
any
it's
of them
like-
went home, but also like,
But it's like
it's
how
a
many
finale
times
for a
are we?
reason. Like, right?
Well, that's why I'm
We're
like,
gonna do
I'm
this.
happy that they
Because
all
they did
are
last
there.
season too.
Only, well, yes, they did do it.
That's
last
another
season,
thing. I'm like, why are we
which
doing
is,
this again?
like, it's kind of predictable, but at the same time, I'm happy because I like everybody so much
Yeah.
that I didn't want anybody to go home, and I'm just happy for them personally that they made it to
This
the
is fair.
finals. So I'm like, I know Alona's probably not gonna win.
Right.
It'd be a very
It'd be
Right.
a
Hard
shock.
Because
chance.
I love Alona as
and
a
I love her
person
so much,
and I love her
so I'm happy
character.
that she made it to the finals.
Right. Compared
And
to her
that's all.
competitors.
And now I know,
right,
and now I'm
sure.
fine with her not winning. I'm
Right.
like, that's
Right.
great.
Right.
As long as she made it, and that's like the same
Yeah.
with like Steven and Riley. I'm so happy they're in the finals,
It's Brandon
but
and
I
Riley's
don't think they're
first
actually gonna win or
finale.
anything.
Right.
Like,
Right.
so
That is very exciting. It's
Yes.
Riley's first
Yes.
finale.
And Brandon, my king.
And that's impressive
Yeah.
for her second season,
Right.
And especially to her second season to actually
make it to the finals.
make it like
Right.
dance talent
After
and fan
quite the
votes
season
wise.
last season.
Right.
Quite the season.
And
So-
what I thought too, I saw TikTok and it was like 5 people being in the finals is more than a third of the whole competition. Like
Right.
the amount of teams. There's
That's
13
crazy.
teams
Yeah,
originally.
wait, what the fuck?
There's 5 in the
I didn't-
finale. That's more than a third. Like
It does.
that makes no sense.
It just gets me
I
upset.
liked with the 4.
It does
Yeah.
get me upset because they just did the same thing
Yeah.
last season.
Like, space it up.
And it's like then it's like what Alexa said. What's the point of the semifinals?
I
Right.
think it's heavily reliant on like are people voting like fan votes for the people that are in the bottom.
Right.
Because if they aren't as
Yeah.
much, then they can make somebody like go
Right.
home. But if
Right.
there's like a strong fan base for both, they want to keep that fan base watching and like
Right.
voting for the
Because
next one.
how? Imagine, let's hypothetically say Alona got eliminated this week.
people be
How
pissed
many
off.
fan votes? People be pissed off going into the finale.
Yeah.
B,
Wouldn't
people
watch the
wouldn't watch the finale because there are some
Exactly.
people who are just Alona
So then their
fans
viewers
and
go
whatever,
there.
Yeah.
and that would happen with any of the
Exactly.
5 who are
So
left.
keeping them
For
in
sure.
the
So
finals still brings all
from
those
a
people.
business
Yeah.
Brings them
standpoint,
fans.
I see why
It
they
makes
did it,
sense.
but it's like as a viewer standpoint, or like
It's
as,
like-
as a fan who's been watching this for years,
Like, I'm pissed off.
it's like, all right, like, but it's
Yes.
also
Yeah.
competition.
Mhm.
It's also a competition. No one and not everybody can win.
Exactly.
True.
There's only one winner.
Right. But speaking of winners,
Oh.
segue.
Segue!
You know who won? Domingo, because he was at the Sabrina.
Where is this going?
Who's winning?
He's a winner because
He is.
Sabrina's
Yeah.
like a friend.
He got arrested for being too serious.
I love the I love the but I would hook up.
I love the Sabrina, I'm here. I love the concert. Like,
Wait, when I'm saying my jaw dropped when I saw that, like I don't believe in Sabrina. This is why I'm such a huge
She got
fan of
into
her
the lore.
because her personality is just like so funny. Like if I was a
Yes.
celebrity, I would be fully eating and investing into those memes too.
oh
like
yes.
like, I would so, like, play along with it, too. Like, and then they had a photo shoot after the concert. She posted on
that
social
photo shoot
media. Like
I'm
come on.
obsessed.
Wait, because they. That's all I said.
Sabrina, I'm here! Sabrina!
Combining two of my favorite things.
And then
SNL,
she does-
Sabrina Carpenter.
I was hoping
scene,
something like that would
the
happen.
pants
Like, she
drop,
would know
like, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
perfect.
I love it so
I
much.
loved it.
Perfect.
And then she, like, changed her lyric to, like, Domingo or something. Like, at some point, like, you know how, like, she changed it to, like, the person's name? Like, that was funny. So those were my two, like, big pop culture things. There wasn't a lot this week, but I feel like those are big things.
Those were
that are going on.
Great events.
So now let's get into our roommate horror stories.
I'm excited.
This is
So,
fun.
I feel like we're at junior year now.
Yeah.
We've all had such different experiences
Such
with
lore.
roommates.
Such lore.
Such lore. And I think, like, disclaimer, everything we say, like, is not against roommates we've had in the past.
Yeah.
Roommates
that's
who
not
are,
about
like,
us.
currently here.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, our experiences. And I
Yeah.
think one thing
Yeah.
I've learned, like, now, reflecting, like, junior year, I think I would complain about maybe days that didn't work out in my favor or situations or whatever, and then I hear other people's stories, and it makes me so just appreciative
Yeah.
of the people I did have and have now. Like, I'm like,
I know. I
it's
think
true. Like,
mine are bad, and then I hear somebody else's, and
Somebody
I'm
else,
like,
I'm like,
right.
"Are you okay?"
Right. So anyway,
I'm like, "So I need to shut up." Like, I
hear about other people's situations, and just know, if you are in a bad roommate situation right now, just know that it gets better. I
It
feel like
does.
that's the only
Preach.
thing you can really say
Yeah.
with that stuff. That
It's
have
not
to
going to be
realize,
forever.
too-
I would say it's only
Right.
a year. Like,
Or
I
half a year
believe-
if you switch.
Well, I
True.
think one thing too is, and even if you're going into college and you're worried about having a bad roommate experience, I went into college kind of like I was the random.
oh yeah, you went
roommate.
random.
I was the random
That's
roommate.
true.
That's
Okay,
how me and
queen.
Vanessa met.
It worked out.
It worked out
Mhm.
for the best, but also too at the same time, I went into it.
I stick out my tongue. Sorry.
I looked at her. She's like,
But I went into college thinking that my roommates don't have to be my best friends.
Mhm.
And I think that's the same thing too. Of a lot of times, especially for girls, when people go into college, they expect right away that, oh my god, we're gonna get along so great. Like
Yeah.
we have to be best friends. Like we have to be in
Do everything
like
together,
everything
like,
together,
yeah.
whatever. And you learn either a balance or you learn just to coexist.
Mhm.
And I think that's one thing that's important. You don't have to be best friends
No.
with your roommate. It's great if it ends up working out that way, but it
Yeah.
doesn't need to be.
real.
You guys have any thoughts?
No,
No, I agree with that.
Preach.
I think we've all had to coexist with someone,
Hmm.
but it led us to junior year where
So true.
So
6 people don't even have to coexist. All 6 are so
Right.
dandy and fun.
Yes! Besties!
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, I mean,
so
Oh, she's like,
Far away.
so speaking of that, we had people send in their own roommate experience.
Oh my God, I'm
I
excited.
know these, so
I'm
I'm very
excited to
excited
hear
to
this.
hear
What are
what
your
people
Instagram
said.
story?
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
look. I didn't
Well,
want
we
to know.
only got a few, so don't get your hopes up.
Well,
There's like a lot.
That's
A
okay.
few is better than none.
But the
We went
first
into that
one,
so
and I'm
thing.
keeping these all anonymous, obviously,
Yeah.
just for
Duh,
respect
yeah.
of everybody's privacy. And these are people who were awesome enough to share their experiences, so I just don't want to throw their names out. But
Respect.
the first person who
Respect
swiped up
for
to our
them.
story said, "This is not necessarily a roommate horror story, but this year we did have a mice infestation in our room."
oh!
Oh, they're kind of cute.
In your room?
Maybe not in my room, but
In
like,
your room? This girl's crazy.
Are you hearing this? Bitch?
No, not in my room. Just like, they're so cute.
What if you wake up and you're,
the crowd
ready
goes,
for the day, and you just see a fucking little mouse?
Like, no.
But-
As long as I don't get in my food.
Right.
What if it does?
But it's
what if
so
you
like-
make
Then I'd be upset.
What if
That's
you made
so
the
unsanitary,
smell.
whether it's like food or not.
I know.
Rat,
I wish they
like,
weren't poisonous.
droppings?
What if you go to make
Actually,
your
they can,
Trader
like,
Joe's
poop on
sourdough
your
and there's a
stuff.
mouse on it?
Right.
Not my scent. Don't mess with me.
That's how you get her to
That's
not
why I
like
keep it in the
mice.
I'm
fridge.
trying to get her to.
No,
They're eating the sourdough!
Oh shit.
Right. Well, we have had. Well, so the next one is from one of our old roommates, and she talked about our experience with boyfriends in the room. Should we tell one of the stories?
Is this gonna be about?
Bicycle.
Yeah!
Alright.
I knew exactly where this was
We
going.
won't say any names.
No names. No.
But so,
Oh my god.
Wait,
that took me a
roommate we had, we've had in the past. We love her. We still follow along like her, like how she's doing every once in a while. Once in a while.
It was just we don't live with everyone else.
Also, it wasn't even like a bad thing. It was just a funny story. So she was dating this guy. And I think she was dating him like before college. Before college.
With him,
Before college, and he was like apparently coming to visit this weekend. I think it was like a Friday. Like he was supposed to like come visit, so he took the train. But he also on the train had his bike with him, as a commuter does. A lot of people who like commute like do that. Like if you're a commuter from the city, like you, I guess, bring your bike into the train onto work or whatever. So he was coming up to our school with his bike from the train, and he was gonna bike from the train station to our dorm.
Okay.
So he's biking along.
La-da-da-da-da.
He's biking along. La 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 la. And all of a sudden, we hear like a well, at least from our POV, me and Vanessa's, we hear like, at least I did. I heard like a scream. She was like, ah!
Like a gasp,
and, like,
if you will.
Runs into our room, and she's like, she runs into our room. We're like, what? And all of a sudden she like runs out and she's on the phone like, hello?
Like there's been a massive accident.
Like this guy got into like a car crash, like bad. So she runs out of the room, she's like on the phone. We kind of, from our perspective, we just kind of hear like murmuring. She's like, are you okay? Like, oh my god. She starts freaking out, starts crying. We're like, oh my god. I'm thinking this guy got hit by a car. Like, oh my god. She comes back in. And she comes into our room, because our other roommate at the time was a nursing major. And she was like, oh my god. She's like, my boyfriend, he just fell off his bike. He just fell off his bike.
My king.
Poor guy.
The way she was explaining it, like, I feel like I'm telling the story all, like, horribly, but
he was totally okay. And
the way she was
funny.
explaining it, she was acting as if he fell off his bike and did somersaults.
And to like
off a cliff. Like a cartoon, like, whoa! Like, whoa! And he fell off, like he broke. Like,
it was definitely escalated a lot.
Like he broke an arm, or like he broke an arm or a body part or something.
Yes, like something more severe.
He had like a scratch.
Right.
He like skinned
so
his
we're like,
palms,
so we're like, oh my god, like, is he okay? Whatever. She's like, yeah, like, I think he's fine. Like, he's gonna walk. He's gonna come in here. Like, whatever. So her boyfriend walks in, and she brings her right, like, this girl brings her boyfriend right away to like our roommate who was a nursing major, and he's like, like, first of all, he was shy. He was like not speaking, and he was like, and just showed like his arm, and he just had like a scrape, like maybe a little blood. And it was just like a cut on his arm. Like, this poor kid, like, she was so like over exaggerating.
She's like, yeah.
But that was a hilarious story.
And that's why I think we laugh like at that story, just because of how like we thought, like, oh my god,
so much worse.
Horrible.
Like, oh my god,
and
he's like crippling.
He's like totally okay. Like now it's like funny because everything was fine.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Like, it's just such a funny story to us because it was so hyped up.
Yeah.
For like, it was a scratch.
Yeah.
It was a scratch on his arm. Like, I think our one roommate literally gave him like a Band-Aid and like some Neosporin.
Like, alright, you're fine.
The Neosporin.
And it was like, alright.
Love Neosporin.
So I feel like I told that story horribly.
No,
but
We don't know much else.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
we didn't know
That's
much
like-
details besides like when he came in and just like we were looking at his arm. We're like,
Like, oh, that's scratch.
Alright, so this next one said, I was plucking an ingrown hair from my hookah and my roommate walked in.
Not the hookah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I have two questions.
Yes.
Obviously, you can't answer this because you're not the person.
Right.
But, like, one, are you close with your roommate? Because if you're not, why are you doing this out in your room?
Like, oh, real. Did you
Like, do it in the bathroom. Do it somewhere where it's like, because if you're not close and you can't, like, laugh that off,
Yeah.
don't Don't do it in the middle
No,
of your room where you could be
seriously.
walked in on.
Whoever
Like,
you are, can you DM us and answer these questions?
No, for real.
All right.
just a
And
poor place.
our
Poor
last,
time.
those were kind of all the sent in
Enough of
ones.
those woes.
Those are all the sent in ones I had.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to be featured more, please send in your stuff. DM us on Instagram
Yes.
at Roommate Rewind. So the next part, though, is the main section that I want us to react to. Is
Okay.
I'm going to be reading crazy roommate horror stories off Reddit because
Oh.
I have grown a love for Reddit because I think people sharing their
So
stories
funny.
anonymously are hilarious. Like
Yes.
people have no filter,
Yeah.
and it is just hilarious. So
Reddit is
Right.
anything goes.
So I'm just gonna read a couple, and I want us to all react.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. My friend in college had a roommate who would pee in his trash can. When my friend asked him to stop, he peed in my friend's trash can instead.
That's wild.
Okay, that was like the first like short one. That's just like
Really
what the
funny.
hell? What the
What's
hell?
happening
What-
here?
That's some
Like
help.
toilets too far? Like
Right?
Right?
All right. That was like an intro baby one. That
Love
was
it.
so
Okay.
cool.
Love
This
it.
next one gets a little story time.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Excited?
Ready?
Alright, here it goes. This is from some other person. My roommate was a pretty shy dude. He didn't talk a lot. Only had one friend. And spent most of his time playing Halo, that video game,
Okay,
with
Halo.
that one friend. Eventually, towards the end of the year, he got a girlfriend. This was his
Oh,
first
good for
girlfriend.
him.
And I think her first boyfriend, too. So they had a weird way of showing intimacy. For example,
Oh,
she would
God.
regularly spend an hour or
First
more
love type shit.
popping zits on his back. He had back knee. Also, he also told me that when he or she had to shit, the other would sit in the bathroom to keep each other company.
Okay,
They
that
would also sometimes hold hands to provide hands to prove to each other how close they were. It
When
mostly-
pooping?
Yes.
Okay. Just clarify.
wait while sleep.
No
No
opening.
pooping.
Oh, I thought you said sleeping.
Well, that's what it
Well, that's
seems
worse
like.
actually.
That's what
Yeah.
it seems like. It mostly didn't bother me, but one time I walked
That
into
would
the
bother me. The fuck? Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
but
no.
you know what? You know what? Okay, I think
That's
they're gonna
so-
get married. They seem perfect
I'm
for
saying.
each other.
That's so
If
first
they're
love
gonna
type
go
shit.
that far in, like,
Yeah, good
No.
for them.
Tie the
I
knot.
feel sorry for the roommate though.
Here's the next one. One night, I wake
so
up
scared.
around 2 a.m., pretty
Oh.
late, and I go to get a drink. While I'm
Okay,
pouring
drink.
water in a glass, one of my housemates opens the door. His room is on the ground floor, while mine was upstairs. I walk into, he walks into the living room, only in his boxers, and pees all over the TV.
Who's peeing at the bathroom?
I'm just kind of dumbfounded and think, fuck it, I'll deal with this in the morning. Next day, gets up around midday, and when he sees the note I left him explaining what happened, he didn't believe me at first. To be fair, he did spend a good few hours cleaning everything even remotely close to the splash zone, and it was very apologetic, especially to the owner of the TV and the other housemates. Apparently, he'd been sleepwalking, and the route he took from his room to the TV was the same route he took
To the
to his
bathroom?
room to the toilet at home.
Oh.
The jokes were relentless and lasted for months. We even snuck a page from the Argos catalog with TVs on it on the back of the toilet so he'd know where to look.
Wait, poor guy.
I'm telling this story.
He's just
from
trying to go pee.
I'm telling this story from the perspective of my housemate. I was actually the one who pissed all over the TV.
No.
Sorry.
No. Okay, at first, like when you started to talk about this, I was like, okay, they're totally like this is a fake story because like why are we peeing on a TV? Or
Yeah.
But no one could ever come up with the idea of like sleepwalking in that whole
Like the
situation.
same
Like,
way,
no.
like at your house.
It-
like,
it
to the
does make
bathroom.
It
sense,
makes sense.
though.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
I believe it now, but at first
I believe it,
didn't.
but
That's
Especially
hilarious.
if
Guy.
you're a freshman and you have a problem
Yeah.
with sleepwalking
Yeah.
Right.
and you're just doing your normal thing.
Yeah.
I say, and
You
you're
don't
like
know
living
how-
in a
what's
new
going
place for
on.
the first
Yeah.
time. Like,
Exactly.
Sleepwalking's real. Like sometimes even still here, I wake up and if like the first thing I don't see is something I'm used to in my home bedroom, I like when you panic for like a split second, like wait, where am I?
yeah.
Like it is weird, like living in two places. I totally get that.
Were any of you sleepwalkers? Is like,
No.
No.
neither was I.
No.
Any
My
audience?
sister
Yeah.
tell a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli sleepwalks really bad, and he punched a light bulb in his sleep. Like his ceiling was so low, like that type of glass light. He literally in his sleep
Oh
stood up
my
and
God.
punched it, and it shattered.
Did he
No.
think the light bulb was something?
Yeah, and his friends were sleeping on the floor. So
It's raining glass!
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
also, there's a tap on the floor somewhere we can't.
Oh yeah, so
Everyone be careful.
good.
if someone steps on
My
one,
sister has sleep run before.
okay, sleep run.
I do have family friends that wake up in the middle of the road
No, because
one
like
time.
one
Scary.
time my parents' door was like open to their bedroom, and all of a sudden my mom's like laying in bed. She just sees door, and it was my sister.
That's
just
hilarious.
running. I don't know.
I'm sad
Picturing the door frame.
I have no other details. My mom just like has told the story, and it's so funny.
My brother once like woke up, stripped his entire bed, like pillowcase, sheets, blanket, put it in the washer, like sleepwalk, put it all in the washer, went back to bed, and then the next morning woke up like bare bed, and he's like, what the fuck?
I do. There was only one time that I've ever like partially sleepwalked, and it wasn't even like sleepwalking. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had like lights like strung up in my room,
Christmas lights, yeah.
and I decided that I needed to take them down. She's had enough, and so I went over.
Christmas is over.
I went over to my wall and I took them off the hook,
That's so unlike
and I
you.
like
Right?
I don't know.
Festive.
I like took them off the hook and I like
That's not Joey.
let them hang up only in like one section. Like I just took it off of like above my window, and then I went back to bed. And I wake up the next morning and my mom's like, "Why are your lights down? Like they must have fallen." And I go, "Oh no, I did that.
I did that."
I like
The
fully
fact that you
remembered
remember
doing
it,
it.
though.
Oh, I fully remembered like doing it, but I had no reason behind why I did it. Like I just woke
She
up
wakes
and I
up,
was
she's
like,
like,
I know that I did it, but I don't know
Needs to
why.
go.
Right.
Alright, are you guys ready for the next one?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This one says, it's not really a horrifying story, but entertaining nonetheless.
Okay.
Sophomore year, my suite mates and I were at a toga mixer with one of our frats on campus. When I got back, I didn't want to climb into my lofted bed, so I passed out on our futon. In the middle of the night, I was woken up by someone cuddling me. Turns out my suite mate had gotten back, walked into the shared bathroom, then came into the wrong room. I stiffened slightly to not wake her up, but I guess I did because I felt her look around and get confused, and then go and sneak back to her room. Oh, did I mention that she was naked? Yeah, the next morning I had to give her nose ring, which I found in my hair from her cuddling me.
Wait.
I hope this one's satire.
Like seriously.
That's criminal.
That's gotta be a lie.
Oh my god.
That is crazy.
That story reminded me though of two real stories. So a couple of my friends, they both go to like two different schools, and it happened at both schools, where they woke up freshman year, both of them like separate days, but like kind of close together. It was weird, and they woke up to random men in their beds.
That's
He knew
why
her name
we
too.
lock our door at night.
Yeah, he knew her name too, and she had never known him. Like she has.
That's
I have
weird.
no idea who you are. How do you know my name? And why? You
Maybe
know
it
that?
was written somewhere and he like saw it.
Maybe.
That's
Like on the door?
right.
Right.
Like
You
on
know,
the,
like the little door
on the
decks?
door.
Yeah.
Like maybe she had a piece
Oh, I
of
would
paper
shit
out with her
myself.
name on it.
Yeah.
Like maybe he opened her computer and saw like.
Or like
Imagine
when.
waking up. Hi, Catherine.
Right.
Like
Right.
bye.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I
those
would
are two
ask if you
stories.
watched the pod. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Would you now?
You can ask that once he's behind bars.
Just kidding.
And you go visit him? You go
It
visit
was
him?
a joke.
So, you've heard of Roommate Rewind?
You an avid fan?
Now that you're here and I'm here.
One to the beginning.
It's funny. Okay. Anyway, this next one is a long one.
Do you have to shoot it? 6:30?
Alright, this next one. My roommate's diet consisted of mainly SpaghettiOs. It was cooked in the microwave of our dorm. When we moved in on the first day of sophomore year, I should have figured out that the 3 Costco-sized packs I should have figured that out based on the 3 Costco-sized packs that he moved in with. To this day, I can still smell that kind of shitty, sweet, fake tomato sauce without feeling sick. The smell would linger for hours until he cooked up another can. Then he would creep out any female friends that would come to visit. One hilarious occasion involved not breaking eye contact with her while he slowly ate pizza. We got the fuck out of there pretty quickly. Another great roommate was the guy that abruptly left his belongings and his pet gecko for me the whole semester, forcing me to take care of them. I barely knew the guy outside of our living arrangement. He was a subletter for my actual roommate who was working for a year. He also failed to mention that he wasn't paying his share of the rent while he was using our appliances and storage for a closet/gecko sanctuary.
Okay, gecko sanctuary.
He had to come back to move all of his shit out, and then the landlord got involved.
I feel like all these stories are of like older people.
Yeah.
Like this is not giving
Right.
college roommates; it's giving like.
Well, you also have
Yeah.
you also have to remember though that a lot of bigger schools aren't like dorm heavy. Like a lot
That's
of them,
true.
like
A lot of them do
fair.
have,
a
like, you
lot
move off
of
campus.
a lot of my friends who go to other schools, like, especially down south, like you like only freshmen live on campus their first year.
That is
Oh, so yeah, a
true.
lot of my
Yeah,
home,
then
a
they
lot
live
of my
in
home friends
apartments.
are like paying for an apartment.
Yeah, and then you live like an apartment or a
yeah.
house.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful we're not like in an apartment or a house.
Yeah, like,
No, I like having dorms.
We're
on
like in an
campus.
apartment.
I
but it's
think
a dorm.
yeah.
This
Like,
basically
the
is an
one thing
apartment.
that's nice.
Like,
The one thing that's nice is that for us, it does get stressful having to like fight for like getting a good dorm every year.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at least, and then too, like you don't have to move out your stuff year after year and like remove in and like
Yeah.
the whole nine. Like
but
there's
that
such
process
pros.
is kind of fun.
There's such pros
Like
and
move-in
cons.
Yeah.
There's such pros and cons, but I definitely think too like. We don't realize it because we don't do it, but like a lot of people do have to pay for like apartments and like
They have to pay for all the utilities.
yeah,
which
and then
is,
too
like,
it's the thing too of like let's say someone goes abroad or like does an internship for like a semester or like a year, then you still have the utilities and stuff to pay for, and you were splitting it among let's say 6 girls. Now you like the cost goes up, so you try to find someone else to like sublet it for like the year, so like it's still like the even amount that you're paying for.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we want to do one more.
Sure.
All right. Here's our. We're gonna end it on a good one. The last one. This guy. This is a male. I'm assuming. Oh my God. This is my first roommate story. I moved into the dorms mid-year because my dad moved out of state, so I couldn't live at home anymore. I got my keys and I went to go see my room. Check it out, introduce myself. When I got there is, and I'm not kidding, dry chocolate frosting crusted all over the door. I knock.
Oh.
No answer.
It's so awesome.
So I go ahead, use my key, and lock it, unlock it, and go in. The place is a disaster. Clothes, books, paper, and I'm also totally not kidding, an inflatable gorilla.
Oh! Wait, this is him moving in?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dude's not home. The inflatable gorilla.
Not there.
The dude's not home. The inflatable gorilla, for reasons I can't begin to explain, has arms that you can pose. So, I write the guy a little note. Hi, I'm your new roommate. I'll be moving in on Friday, etc. Please clear off one of the beds and one of the closets for me. I put the note in the gorilla's hand and pose the gorilla.
That's a good way to do it.
Pose the gorilla right inside the doorway where he couldn't possibly miss it, and I leave. Moving day arrives. I show up, hoping the guy has cleaned up a little. Nope. Frosting still covered all over the door. The room is not appropriately cleaned from before, nor has he cleared off one of the beds. Instead, and for the third time, I am not kidding, he has built a loft at one end of the room out of 2x4s and tossed my mattress up there, like it's somehow easier than cleaning up. Anyway, he's still not there, but at least I know which end of the room is mine, so I clean it out and bring my stuff in. He showed up eventually. I tried to be friendly, but got nothing more than discreeted grunts in response. I barely saw him after that. He was just never around. Then, about a week after I moved in, he had unexpectedly moved out, just poof, gone. Somebody said he had transferred to a single room on some other floor. Whatever, man. I cleaned the room and the door, and proceeded to enjoy single occupancy of the double room for the rest of the school year. That was kind of awesome.
That's like I want to know what was on the bed that like needed to be cleaned off. Like, what do you keep on top of a bed?
On
'Cause it
another
didn't
bed.
seem like
My
sheets.
favorite part is the gorilla.
My favorite part is the gorilla, but also too
The dry
this guy.
chocolate.
This guy went through all. This roommate went through all of the trouble of building out of 2x4s.
Yeah.
A separate area for this guy to sleep, than just moving some stuff off of one of the
Exactly.
beds.
Right.
Because that's easier.
I think
Right.
that's the gorilla's
Right.
bed.
I like that he goes.
No, he probably like cuddles with the gorilla on
with
his
gorilla arms that you can move.
Right?
Yeah, that's a
I would have posted
He
like.
probably-
Wait, that was a genius idea.
I would've made it
That was a
like dab.
genius idea, though, to put the note in the gorilla's hand and put it in the
Right?
doorway that you can't possibly miss that.
Well,
Yeah.
he
Like,
did.
That was a genius idea. I mean, he didn't get the
He
memo.
did.
He didn't get the
He did
memo.
miss it, actually.
He had probably went to Home Depot, got some 2x4s, and started building.
2x4s is
what?
crazy.
I can't believe some people like have roommate situations like that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That puts all of our stories to shame.
You're like, what if I
It
pull up with an
does.
inflatable gorilla?
Such a shame. What would
I'm totally kidding.
what would all of your like advice be to someone who's like dealing with a bad roommate situation?
If it's really that
Like,
bad,
if-
like move out. Truly.
Yeah.
Like, go make
Honestly,
your
yeah,
mental
like-
health better.
Yeah.
You can change housing. It's not the end of the world.
So
Like
many people change housing.
so many people.
Every semester, random weeks, every year. Like, there's no rhyme or reason
Also,
to when
especially,
you should or
like,
not. Like,
if it's something that you can like outlast the first semester.
Right, yeah.
So many people switch second
Yeah.
semester,
It's
especially
very
because people
common,
go
like,
abroad.
so
Like
true.
everything
Right.
changes. That
Yeah.
like
There
it's
will be
not
openings, like,
that unheard of.
Right. Right, and I feel
It's
like
not gonna be forever.
I feel like a lot of people who do like switch
Mm-hmm.
rooms and like switch roommates, whatever, they end up having like better experiences.
Yeah,
or
it works
makes
out for the
friends- or makes
best, yeah.
friendships out of it.
Yeah,
for
or makes
sure.
friendships out of it. So like, don't be scared to like switch
Yeah.
rooms or be like, oh, double yawn.
yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah,
double.
don't be scared to switch rooms. If you're like, oh my god, I'm nervous to switch rooms because like whatever, like
Can't be worse than what you're leaving.
Exactly.
That's true.
Serious.
Like,
If
our
it's that bad.
situation truly, like, we're very lucky. Like, no one, like, not many people, like, can say they've, like, lived with the same person all 4 years or, like, live with 6 good people at once. Like, that is rare. So I would just say do whatever's best for you. At the end of the day, like, if you don't think you're going to be lifelong friends with them, then do what's best for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And make your 4 years,
Choose
like, all
yourself.
better. Period.
period. Mic drop. And with that, that wraps up this episode.
Bye.
Well,
She jumped straight into it.
wait, can that be your new outro? Just or me and Joel can go.
We'll do that.
it's giving the
Okay.
It's giving the face. It's giving the face that I started with.
What
Well,
face?
everybody, thank you so much for watching another episode. You know where to find us at Roommate Rewind on whoa.
You said it like me!
I said it like
Rerun.
at Roommate Rewind. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Amazon Podcasts, we're on all the socials at Roommate Rewind. Again, make sure to follow us. Follow our TikTok because we post so many fun videos. If you like Dancing with the Stars and want to see our reactions, go follow.
Those are always there.
Go follow along. They're always there. We love you guys. We hope you enjoy this episode. If you still want to send in your roommate horror stories, maybe we'll do a part 2. So let us know. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. And we'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.